few other words drive America's growing political and cultural divisions these days than this one.
Woke means you're a loser.
The woke mob is never satisfied.
It's all woke. It's all woke culture. It's this culture of compliance.
How woke you are has become another front in the culture wars that divide left and right in the US, and it's polarizing plenty of other countries too.
Hungary is an old, proud, but David-sized nation standing alone against the woke globalist Goliath.
I want to stand up for our values and take on this lefty woke culture.
But no other country bears quite the same unhealed wounds over slavery and civil rights as the US, where the term woke is thought to have originated during the 1920s, when civil rights activists such as Marcus Garvey called for a collective African-American awakening. And it re-emerged during protests in 2014 over the deaths of African-Americans at the hands of police, as well as the Black Lives Matter movement over George Floyd's murder that went global in 2020. But woke is now increasingly used as a term of derision by Republicans against attempts to reverse systemic white bias that has historically suppressed minority perspectives in fields such as education.
Critical race theory is being forced into our children's schools. It's being imposed into workplace trainings, and it's being deployed to rip apart friends, neighbors, and families.
Florida's governor has gone as far as attempting to enact a Stop Woke Act that limits how business and educators discuss and analyze race.
We're teaching the accurate history, and we're basically teaching it from the perspective of a Lincoln or a Frederick Douglass.
And speaking of Lincoln, historical perspectives are a crucial part of how wokeness is considered.
As the president who abolished slavery during the US Civil War, Abraham Lincoln might look pretty woke, at least by 19th century standards. And today he routinely tops surveys of America's greatest president. But one of his predecessors, Andrew Jackson, is now so reviled for his treatment of Native Americans, his image is going to be replaced on the $20 bill by leading abolitionist Harriet Tubman.
And yet even Lincoln didn't escape the movement to take down divisive statues during those 2020 protests, some objecting to the optics of this monument, others for Lincoln's role in the execution of Native Americans.
We're not going to let anyone or anything tear America apart.
And as the US prepares for midterm elections with these ideological divides over wokeness growing ever wider, more and more polls are reflecting growing concern that some kind of new civil war is looming. Owen, Fairclough, CGTN, Washington.